In first part of the revision of this chapter, which is chapter number 1, linear equations in two variables in maths 1, we have already seen substitution method, elimination method, and the determinant method of solving simultaneous linear equations in two variables. Before that, we even revised how a linear equation looks, what are its parts, and how we need to understand those things to be in a position to answer different questions correctly. Now let us try understand and revise how the graphical method works. If you want to summarize the graphical method, this is how I would write it. These are the 3 points I would say. Right? First, we find pairs of values for variables that satisfy the equations. So we are in linear equations in two variables, simultaneous linear equations. We have already understood that we need at least two equations and at least two distinct equations. So for each of those equations, we will find pairs of values that will satisfy the equations. Then the second part, we will plot those values at coordinates of the points on a graph paper. And that is why this is called graphical paper. We are plotting the graph for the equation. We are converting those equations into straight lines. Linear equations, so straight lines. Two linear equations, so two straight lines. Now the two straight lines can be on top of each other, they can be parallel to each other, or they will be intersecting lines. If the two lines are intersecting, there will be a point of intersection. Basic geometry, class 9, chapter number 1. If we have two straight lines, the maximum point of intersections that can have is 1 point of intersection. They can intersect each other at only 1 point, and that point of intersection is common to both the lines. That means if we can know the coordinates of that point, we will know the answer to the question. We will have found out the solution to our given equations. This is the connection between algebra and coordinate geometry. Algebra and geometry, which comes across as coordinate geometry. Good to go? Okay. So let us look at the same equations that we looked at for substitution method, elimination method, and all that, right? So you should be able to find different values that satisfy equation number 1 and equation number 2. So if we call the left hand side equation as equation 1, the right hand side equation as equation 2, we know that from equation 1 we can write y equals to 4 minus x. Similarly, from equation number 2, we can write y equals to 2x minus 2. What did I do? I took y to the right hand side. I brought y to the left hand side. So 2x minus 2 equals to plus y. And I want to write y as the dependent variable. So it depends on x. So I have kept x wala terms on the right hand side, y on the left hand side. We can find pairs of values by using a table, or we can present those pairs of values by using a table. It will have 2 rows at least. If you want to make third row, be my guest. Okay. So we will try different values of x and we will find the value for y. So if we take x equals to 0, so 4 minus 0 is 4. So if we take x equals to 0, y becomes 4. Should be very, very easy. If we take x equals to 1, then y becomes 4 minus 1, which is 3. Similarly, if I take x equals to minus 1, so 4 minus minus 1, 4 plus 1 is 5. Remember, your textbook very nicely has advised you to use at least 4 such pairs. You will make it 4. I've shown you 3. If we do the same thing for the second equation, x and y, if we take x equals to 0, 2 into 0 is 0, 0 minus 2 is minus 2. If we take x equals to 1, 2 into 1, 2. 2 minus 2, 0. If we take x equals to minus 1, 2 into minus 1 is minus 2. Minus 2 minus 2 is minus 4. So once again, I have shown you 3 pairs of values that satisfy these equations. But the textbook very, very, very clearly suggests, strongly advises us to use 4. Once we have these points, once we have these pairs of points, so what we are essentially saying is x equals to 0 and y equals to 4. This is a solution to the equation. X equals to 1 and y equals to 3. This is another solution to this equation, 1. X equals to minus 1 and y equals to 5 is another solution to the equation 1. Similarly, 0 minus 2, 1, 0, minus 1, minus 4. There are 3 different solutions for the second equation. Now, instead of treating them as solutions, if we start treating them as points, how do we write points? Suppose there is a point A. It will have a x coordinate, it will have a y coordinate. So all that we are asking you to do now, all we have to do now is treat these pairs as points, coordinates of the points. So this is point 1, this is point 2, this is point 3. Similarly, point 4, point 5, point 6. If this is clear, we can plot these points on a piece of graph paper by first drawing the x-axis and the y-axis. Right? We had found some of these points. Try remember what points we found out. We had found out 1, 3 from the first equation. We had found out 4, 0. We had found out minus some 1, 3 also. Yes, 1, 3, 4, 0. What was the other one? Minus 1, 5. Yes. We had found out 1, 3, minus 1, 5, and 4, 0 or 0, something. 0, 4. This is what we had found. 0, 4. So if we have 4 points, if we plot them on the graph paper, we will see that all the 4 points, if we have calculated them right, all of them will be on one straight line, and that straight line represents that equation. So this straight line here represents the equation number 1, which was x plus y equals to 4. Similarly, if we refer to the other set of points that we have found out, we found out that if when x was 0, y was minus 2, we found this point. We had found out when x was 1, y was 0, right? We had found this point. We also found minus 1, minus 4. Now, clearly, these 3 points are on the straight line. And when we extend this line, we find that these 2 straight lines intersect at this point. What is this point? On y-axis, it is 2. On x-axis, it is 2. So the point here is 2, 2. So what it tells is the solution to the equations x plus y equals to 4 and 2x minus y equals to 2. We have already solved this equation using substitution, elimination, and determinant method. We have found out that the solution is x equals to 2 and y equals to 2. Now we are getting the same answer using the graphical method. 2, 2 here means x equals to 2 and y equals to 2. This is also a method. And in exams, sometimes the question very, very clearly says, solve these equations using the graphical method. So we will have to use this method. It's the longest method. It needs us to move from arithmetic to algebra to geometry, connect everything, and then find the answer. Is about the graphical method. Clearly, when we are converting 2 linear equations into straight lines, 2 linear equations into straight lines. Suppose in the general form, in the not the general form, in the frequently used form, the equations are a1x plus b1y equals to c1 and a2x plus b2y equals to c2. So now Using basic geometry, we know that three possibilities are there. Either there will be two intersecting lines, or they will be coincident lines, or they will be parallel lines. जैसा कि अभी हमने देखा in the previous example, when we plotted the points, we saw that they were intersecting lines. We know na lines can also be on top of each other like this. L and M. Lines can also be parallel, P and Q. Now using the same concept, agar parallel line hai, so there is no point that is common between them. That means they will have no solution. Enough? No solution. If the lines are coincident, then all the points that are on them are solutions. So they will have infinite number of solutions, multiple solutions. Only when the lines are intersecting lines, we have one unique solution. Pictorially speaking, this is the connection. This is the connection between algebra and geometry. But the question is, do we really need to plot the lines to know whether we will have one solution, many solutions, or no solution? The answer is no. There is an easier way. There is a very, very easy way. The easy way is this. We will have to work with the coefficients and the constants from the equation. If A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, then we are sure that their lines will be intersecting and we will have a unique solution. Why this is the case, we will understand when we study coordinate geometry this year. But this knowledge about coefficients of the linear equations and how they relate to the nature of the lines, we need to know now for this chapter. So condition number one, to find out whether we will have unique solution or not, we don't need to draw the lines. All we have to do is check the ratios, A1 by A2 and B1 by B2. If they are not equal, the lines will be intersecting and we can have one unique solution. What if A1 by A2 equals to B1 by B2 equals to C1 by C2? If this happens, it means that the lines are on top of each other. They are one and the same line. That means we have infinite solutions. We looked at such a question in the morning. You saw when we multiplied 3 to the equation 1, we got the second equation, equation 2. Yes, Khadija, when the lines are intersecting, there is only one common point. So unique solution. When the lines are coincident, there are infinite number of common points. So infinite number of solutions. And when the lines are parallel, there are no common points. So no solution. And how do we find it algebraically? If the condition is A1 by A2, which is equal to B1 by B2, but not equal to C1 by C2. Then we will have a situation of parallel lines. So lines draw करने की जरूरत नहीं है. We just have to look at the equations and see these things. कि कौन सा condition true हो रहा है. Whether A1 by A2 is not equal to B1 by B2, whether A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 is equal to C1 by C2, or A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2 but not equal to C1 by C2. Based on that, we can find out whether we will have unique solution, infinite solutions, or no solution. Try these two equations, equation 1 and equation 2. And without drawing the lines, without calculating, without finding any solution for any of the equation, tell me what will be the nature of these lines. Will they be intersecting lines, coincident lines, or parallel lines? And once you have found that out, tell me whether we will have unique solution for this, infinite solutions for this, or no solution for this. Try and tell. Let us identify what our A1, B1, C1 are. Let me write it on the screen. From equation 1, it is very clear that A1 is 1, B1 is -2 and C1 equals to 4. 1, -2 and 4. Similarly, from equation 2, we should be able to get A2 equals to 2, B2 equals to -4 and C2 equals to 12. Confirm if you agree with me. Good. So once we have identified the coefficients and the constants, the second step is to find the ratios. The ratios that we have to find out are A1 by A2, B1 by B2, and C1 by C2. Now A1 by A2 by using 1 and 2 is 1 by 2. B1 by B2 by using -2 and -4, we can say this is also 1 by 2. Simplification of fraction, which I revised. C1 by C2 is 4 by 12. When we simplify this, 4 ones are 4, 4 threes are 12, or 4 divided by 4 is 1, 12 divided by 4 is 3. So 1 by 3. Now look at the values, 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1 by 3. That means A1 by A2 equals to B1 by B2. So this is not first condition, Aman. A1 by A2 is equal to B1 by B2. So either it is second or third. Now A1 by A2, B1 by B2 are same, but C1 by C2 is 1 by 3. So second condition is also not right. The third condition is right here. A1 by A2 equals to B1 by B2 is not equal to C1 by C2. So we will not be able to find any solution because these will be parallel lines. Definitely parallel.